There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
I'm pissed off, of course, because as a man, I'm supposed to be pissed off. You know, putting things together and knowing how they're working and seeing how the knowledge is falling on deaf ears. I want people to realize something. Every nation on earth, as long as you are asleep to this elite Caucasian group, as long as you are asleep to what they are doing, the children will continue to be abused, raped, murdered. They will die until you guys wake up. Too many of you are giving, and no offense to regular hardworking white people, this has nothing to do with you, but you guys on this earth have gave way too much credit, attention, and clout to the biggest group of child molesters on earth, okay? And this is why it's happening at such a big rate, because you guys won't stop cocksucking them, even though you can clearly see them marching up and down the street for gays. You can clearly see them promoting hormone bloggers. You can clearly see them putting men in wrestling rings with women. It's like, bro, how many fucking mental issues do you need to see before you realize they have mental issues? Stop blaming blacks in the ghetto. Those niggers were created by this Peckerwood. This Peckerwood is the one who created them. Remember? They weren't their own master. They had a hillbilly fucking cracker as their master. Okay, that's the one that's known to sleep with his cousin or his sister and his mama. And all, okay. Countries with the most reports of hosting online child abuse. Number of reported URLs confirmed to contain child sexual abuse in 2022 by server hosting countries. Okay. The two top dogs is the Netherlands and America. The United States and the Netherlands. Okay. I want y'all to know something, and I also want y'all to ask yourself this question and really wonder why that is. What I want to share with you guys is that, hold on.
By the time they believe in him, it'll be too late.
I hope not, but I'm really trying to work with y'all. So, you can look it up yourself, but I'm going to get it that way you don't think I'm just making this shit up. Where is it at? Because I copied it. I brought it down. Where is it at? Is it screenshots? Might be. Okay. So I looked up something that's very odd to me, but it's not, because it makes sense. So and you can't really see it because I accidentally photoshopped it while I was watching something. But if you look it up yourself and you ask, is Netherlands a part of the United Nations? You'll say yes, they are a part of the United Nations. We gotta find one more thing. hope I took a picture. I might not have. We will see. And it had to be a screenshot because oh well. I've told you guys before in that Truman video that the 33rd president, that Harry Truman created the United Nations. Okay? Harry Truman is the 33rd president, so you already know the connection there. Why is it that America is so cool with the Jews? You know what I'm saying? Why do they have such a great friendship? Now, I'm not talking about back in the day and nothing like that, but no. I'm talking about now. Let's see. They say studies find that Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew. Okay, so now you understand why he's wearing black and white. And remember, it's God who creates light and dark. I do all these things. So that means even before the chessboard is created, these small hats are already dealing with this science. Because I told you what it is. I told you it's light and dark. It's information and unknown. Okay. Look who runs the New York Times. You see all them stars of David? All of them. Look who runs CBS. See them stars of David? All of them. What about NPR? You see that star of David? All of them. What about NBC? All of them. Sound like Kanye a little bit. What about CNN? All of them. Top 10 American universities. All the blues are Jews. Hold on. Meanwhile, people are showing pictures of Jeffrey Epstein with Trump, but they don't ever show these type pictures. When Fat Al Sharpton was kicking with him too. See, all these people are a part of the game. I'm not going to say that Trump's involved with it because Trump's bringing out the list. He's bringing out everything. I know why, too. He doesn't want to fucking deal with it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to deal with what's all about to go down, because if he doesn't and he keeps hiding it, then people are going to automatically say he's guilty. But Trump only kicked it with Epstein when he was a Democrat. Remember, Epstein's a Democrat. The whole time, he never was a Republican. So you got the Ku Klux Klan, you got child molesters, but you guys would bring up the Central Park Five, even though Trump was a Democrat at that time, and the people prosecuting the Central Park Five were all Democrats. Sounds like you guys don't make any sense, and this is why the kids are being abducted. This is why it can happen. You understand me? This is why they can do this shit, because you guys are not thinking. First of all, hold up. First of all, you already know the deal. You already know the deal. You see where it's happening at. Okay, why would America, which created the United Nations, why would they allow the Netherlands to be in the United Nations and not address the large amount of kiddie porn? Well, how could they if the white guy in America is 77.1% a buyer? Okay, then was it like was it European courts? Was it Jews courts? Or was it American courts? All this shit happens in America. Okay, here's another weird thing. Wait, I think I'm gonna go that one. Another weird thing is when he gets popped, when Epstein gets popped, it's like Bush is still around. So who's allowing how many people did Epstein go through? You know what I'm saying? Like Epstein literally went through multiple presidents. Excuse me. He went through Bush Jr. He went through Barack Obama. Trump had cut him off like, I don't know, 2001. I think 2001. That's when that situation at the golf club happened. So he's been cut him off. Okay, the people who let Epstein slide and like get a slap on the wrist, and he's got his own wing of the prison, and his cell is never locked, and he's gone out of the prison 6 days a week. It's like, who's allowing all that? The Bush administration and the Obama administration. Isn't that weird that they're cousins? Y'all don't find that odd? That's not a little odd to y'all that they're cousins. Third cousins. You don't find that weird that it would be between them two? Now, people will be like, well, why don't you release the Epstein list? Why are you talking about Russian collusion? Because this is going to be the domino effect. This is going to make it all fall down. Once y'all realize that these bastards have been like doing this for the longest of time, you know, this is like their stick. This is what they do. Check this out. While you guys were asleep, worried about the jab, right? The Rona jab and all that shit. Where is it said? So it says Europe is world's largest host of child pornography. Activist groups say. The dismantling of child pornography has wait, no, I said that wrong. Sorry. I gotta zoom on this shit. Okay, there it is. The distribution of child pornography exploded during the pandemic. NGOs warn on Safer Internet Day, February 8th, pressuring the European Commission to present its initiative. Fuck. One, two, fucking. Which one is it? Pressuring the European Commission to present its initiative to counter the phenomenon following months of unexplained delays. So in Europe, there was a large explosion of kid porn all through the pandemic, but they couldn't really explain anything. And, you know, we never heard anything about it. Okay. So you got Netherlands with the most kid porn on record. You got America right behind it. America and the Netherlands are both in the United Nations. Europe has the largest amount of kid pornography. Epstein is basically all over there, all up in Israel, whatever. Okay, everybody knows about the Talmud. We all know about these people. That's why I'm saying in this video, that's why I'm saying this is why I hate religions and voodoo. Because I'm like, while you guys are lighting candles and talking all this stuff, not allegorically reading it, but talking about somebody coming to save the day, like, wouldn't that piss you off? Wouldn't that piss you off? Your fucking children were getting raped and kidnapped and shit, and these motherfuckers are telling you to get on your knees to some spook man, and this is why the kids are being fucking kidnapped. Wouldn't that piss you off if your fucking kids were being raped and kidnapped and motherfucker telling you to light some fucking sage and do some stupid dance and pin $1 on a funky ass statue, and that's going to save the kid? Meanwhile, you see the fucking stats. See, that's what's pissing me off about these people on this earth, yo. Like, you guys are fucking annoying. It's like, nigga, how long you gonna play a fucking faggot bitch and let the kids fucking die, knowing that's your fucking point here as a man? You fucking run into the burning building. You jump in front of the bullet. It ain't always got to be for no goddamn woman. It don't. It can be for 15 kids. It could be for a orphanage, a fucking school bus. It's like, bro, you're supposed to stand up for both of them, the women and the children. Now, here's my thing. With all these abortions going on and the women sexually liberated and more worried about themselves than they even speak on the children. The only time the women really want to speak up for the kids is saying it's okay for them to, you know, be gay or fucking transition or some dumb shit like that. They're never speaking up for the kids that are missing, that are gone. And these, you know, women claim they care about these kids so much, but this is never their main conversation. Their main conversation is talking bad about men. But while you're doing that, praising this Caucasian illusion, this is what's going down in the background. So while y'all so thirsty for the Epstein client list or whatever, bro, think about it. What would make an easier client? People that fucking, you know, oh, let's wear drag in front of the kids. Oh, let's dance solicit in front of the kids. Don't you think that's where the kids would be, you know, woven through and kidnapped and misfortuned and all that? They wouldn't be around logical adults. They're around, you know, like emotional adults. And that's not good for kids. Kids need structure. Kids need order. It's not about discipline. No. Kids need a functioning adult so they can learn the ways, so they can take on the reins next. That's the whole point of it. That's why you're not supposed to dumb down a child. If a child is smart, let them be smart. You don't dumb them down because they're embarrassing you. No, you let them rise because they're the next rank. They're the next ones taking on the earth. Okay, who wants to destroy the earth? Or who do they say the earth belongs to? The devil. All right, cool. What would the devil be doing if he was controlling the earth? Molesting a bunch of kids, spell casting people, telling people about a fake God instead of the true living God, which is going to be information, because this God leaves you information. The dog can't read. The cat can't read. It has to be strictly for you. And it just so happens that you build things, that you make families and foundation and business. All that's in the script. That's all the kingdom is. It's business. That's what it really is. I say that to say this. If you're sitting around lighting candles and talking about somebody's watching over you, meanwhile, all these kids are being molested, murdered, and sex trafficked, dog, you's a bitch. As a man, if you got a pair of nuts and you don't see this shit, you are a bitch. I don't care what type of fantasy game you want to play. These kids are dying while you're sitting out here fucking around, wasting time. I say that, though, because it saddens me because these aren't even black kids. That's the craziest thing. I could talk about, you know, the black kids that's missing and all that stuff. Yeah, that's you know, but I don't see 77.1% of white kiddie porn buyers being the white man and he's just dealing with black kids. I know that's not true. I'm not saying that they're not there, but I know that's not true. I know it's whites, it's East Indians, it's Arabians, it's everybody, bro. Because everybody's involved. I said it's in the UN. The Netherlands is the biggest ones. Okay, wait a minute. We know how the Arab get down and we know how the Jew get down. So it's like, why are they so on the hush? Because I'm gonna be honest, who's the front card ruler of this world? That's the scariest thing about it. It's Elijah Muhammad made a good point when he's like, yo, these people are of the devil. When everybody's like, oh no, you just calling the devil. No, bro. They burn on fucking earth. They're the ones trafficking all the fucking kids, bro. They run the fucking show. Who else would be able to do it? They're the ones allowing in the dope. And then from the street drug to the pharmaceutical drug, they're the ones got everybody on depressants and all this loopy shit. And everybody's all sad. Who does this sound like? The devil. All right. Who's running the show? Mr. Charlie. But wait a minute. It's not just on the fucking West. Everybody talking about America Babylon. How the fuck is America Babylon if Netherlands got the most fucking kiddie porn, bro? You're not making any sense. This shit is obviously a global thing. It's an elite thing. The New World Order that Bush Sr. was talking about, bro. They've been doing this shit. This shit is not fucking new. And that will be pissing me off about people. People act like this shit just started yesterday. It's like, dog, the Jews have been in power since the 40s. Okay. Right after the 40s, what happens? The civil rights movement. Who are all inwoven in it? Jews. Ain't that weird? Ain't that weird? The American Negroes got towns and all these businesses. As soon as they do this marching thing, now all the Jews got all the business and black people don't own anything. That's weird. And then everything black people are involved in, the Jew on top. The music industry, the Jew on top. Hollywood, the Jew on top. The athletes, the Jew on top. How the fuck did this happen? Unless they planned it to happen. Now, the only reason I'm talking to y'all, you know, American Negroes, is because it's like, y'all hold the keys. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. The only people that can beat the devil on earth is the American Negroes because everybody follows y'all. Everybody wants to rap. All these people are third world country niggers. And guess what? They have no problem calling themselves a nigger now. Why? Because of you. Everybody in the world wants to recite these dumbass murder songs. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga that. But how are they not a nigger then? Because that's where you got it from. The word didn't poof in the air. You didn't know anything about niggas. You didn't know anything about nigga. You didn't know nothing about none of that shit until you fucking got out of public school programming and did some studying. But your whole raising, you knew nigga came from nigger. You knew that. So if you can spin it around and try to make it cool, and then everybody else is taking on the same doctrine, how the fuck aren't they niggers too? Well, y'all all got to be niggers because y'all worried about Unc 607 and people blowing their hands off in Palestine and all this different dumb shit. Meanwhile, they put all that shit in your face just to rape and sex traffic and molest these kids. That's what's going down. That's the facts. How do we know? The whole Epstein thing. All those are underage girls. Man, that's just one flip of the coin. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, guys? Like, are you serious? Are you serious? From the Boy Scouts to fucking juvenile halls. They talking about all over this country in juvenile halls these kids have been fondled with. Now imagine that. You fucking 14 years old, 5 dudes come in, they're cops. They beat you up and rape you. Y'all ever seen Sleepers, bro? Y'all ever seen that shit? Well, they do that all on the internet, especially in San Diego. I damn sure seen one. They said if you was locked up in any juvenile halls in San Diego between these years and something happened to you, you know what I'm saying, like sexually with, you know, the depths, the guards and shit, they're like, yo, this is the number you can call. We all remember when they shut down the Boy Scouts. That was just a couple years ago. They was already telling us why they were shutting it down. It wasn't because of no damn funding. It was because there was nothing but molested kids. Okay, Catholic Church. Bro, I can do this shit all day. The movie Deliverance. What was the Neil Billy Hicks doing? But I'm gonna make him squeal like a pig. Yo, I see you, bro. What's up with you? Long time no see. Who made the penitentiary system? What they doing in there? They call it taking your manhood. How did y'all both not lose your manhood at the same time, though? That's weird. Oh, no. He can suck my dick, but I don't suck dick, so I'm not gay. No, you are gay because you participated in a homosexual act. So how can you say that it's going one way? It's not. Just like the word nigga. Why does anybody care? If white people want to call themselves nigga, let them. Hispanic, Jew, Asian, let them. Call yourself a nigger. You're right. You are one because these kids are dying and being sex trafficked and y'all ain't talking about it. All y'all talking about is the fluff in front. That's all y'all talking about. But I understand why, because most people are doing it for clout anyway. That's the whole thing. It's on both sides, red and blue. They're all doing it for clout because they all want to be looked at as the hero. But for what reasons? The left, to me, doesn't want to be the hero of saving the kids. They want to be the hero of the popularity contest. They want to be known as the coolest people. Okay? That's usually how you cloak an illusion anyway. You make motherfuckers just dance. Everybody's just having a good time. Nobody's realizing what's going on in the background. Then you got the Republican side. They want to be super gun-ho. They want to, we should bring the Bible back in school and you know what I'm saying, a hardworking parent and everybody should be married, yada, yada, yada. It's like, that sounds good, bro, but y'all ain't even living that dream. Trump done been married multiple times. All these people on the right, motherfucker, they didn't that shit. The golf course ain't saving nobody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sitting there, the fucking cowboy hat ain't saving nobody. It's like, bro, y'all, it's the same game on both sides when it comes to attention. But when it comes to this whole, the kid thing, I hate to tell y'all, bro, we was on this before Trump was even thought of. This goes back to Paul Bonanaki and Johnny Gorsuch in the Franklin cover-up, bro. This goes all the way back to the 70s. So if I'm telling you the Jews take over in the 40s, and we all know how they get down, they got the Talmud. About 20 years after that, 50s and 60s, we get to the end of the 60s, civil rights over. All right, as soon as we get to the 70s, here come the milk carton kids and the child abduction and the black van. You know what I'm saying? We all knew that story. As little kids, hey, yeah, I got some candy. Just, come in the van with me. It's like we all knew that story. Okay, that starts in the 70s. Why? Because they got y'all on that heroin. You're not watching what's going on. They can snatch up your kids. What else happened in the 70s? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What was that family doing? Crazy motherfuckers. Snatching people off the highway, murdering them. So, you have all this shit really going on. I'm not talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's based on a true story, but it's really Ed Gein. And that was in Plainsville, so that's not in Texas. But, and he was only killing adults. But when it comes to the vans and the kid abductions, and then, the not just kid abductions, but like, the touchy stuff, the touching kids. All this starts to come around in the 70s. You gotta remember people like Richard Pryor, you know what I'm saying, being raised in a brothel and shit. This dude's raised in a whole house. He's 4 years old in a fucking brothel. Who knows what happened to him? And that's why I know that bisexual story about him is true. They say him and Marlon Brando was in a relationship. They was partners. I found out Pee Wee Herman, before he blew up, his boyfriend was a black dude. It's like, a lot of these motherfuckers is gay. A lot of them is. But with gay stuff comes other stuff. And that's where the issue lies. Now, I'm not saying that Pee Wee Herman or Richard Pryor touched kids. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you notice they ended up being around children. Like, if that's what the elites want. Because remember, they're your manager. So, you know, where you go in, they can run in behind and pick out what they want. That's how I'm looking at it. Like they scouting motherfuckers off of your name. But that's that situation. The Epstein files has been hidden not by Trump. Trump didn't have nothing to do with it because of the Russian collusion thing. And Trump stopped fucking with him in 2001. So I'm not going to say that Trump is trying to hide it and hold it back. He's not Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is that was the remember Barr. Remember RG Barr or whatever that dude's name was, the glasses. No, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish what I'm damn saying. Remember he turned on Trump and everybody's like, oh, see that's fine. What was he? The same thing that Pam Bondi is. So don't look at Trump like, nigga, it's Trump's fault. She the one who said that shit. She the one who said it was on her desk ready to be briefed and all that. She the one who said that. Trump's not her job. He's doing other shit. So for him to double back and say, nah, release all the credible evidence, and everybody like, credible, what does that mean? Anybody trying to link up Trump, when you know goddamn well Bill Clinton has been on the Lolita Express 28 times. Everybody knew that. Okay, after Obama, Bush's Bush cousin, who did they want to push in the office? Hillary Clinton. Why? That was her job. Her job was to win, to get rid of all that evidence. That's what it was. We already know Obama's tag. Remember, he the one who pushed the Russian collusion, and Hillary paid for it. So it smells all in the air. It's foul as fuck. But remember, this goes all the way back to Bush Jr. Now do you see the swamp that we're talking about? Now do you see it? This Epstein case goes through 2 presidencies. It goes through 2 of them. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're a Democrat talking about release the Epstein file, why didn't you guys? Barack had 8 years straight. Barack had 8 straight years. Guys, 8 straight years. Straight. Trump stops fucking with Epstein in 2001. What also is going on in 2001 and 2002? Fiesta. Didn't R. Kelly and Jay-Z film that fucking song on St. John? Wasn't that Epstein's Island? At that time. At the same time, Epstein's being kicked out of Trump's golf course for fucking trying to get at one of his members' daughter, underage daughter, mind you. Jay-Z going to the island. Fiesta. He going to the island. Him and R. Kelly, out of all people. The guy who also likes underage girls. Just like Epstein. And motherfuckers like, oh no, R. Kelly's innocent. The mother sent those girls. Well, didn't Maxwell send the girls to Epstein? How do you know where she met these mothers? They're like, oh no, I was in the mall. Nigga, you don't know if they was with their mama. The reason I say that is because, nigga, we got pictures of her hosting shit at Disneyland. I've been made that video. Jocelyn Maxwell sitting there hosting shit at Disney World. Ain't that a bitch? Got Daffy Duck in the back and everything. I'm like, wow. Well, if that's not a jackpot for a fucking pedo, I don't know what is. So she done been around some parents, and I can believe about parents selling their kids. I can, because I don't believe Michael Jackson touched that kid, but I know damn sure that the dad made up that story. I know he did. Because he set up Mel Brooks too. Like, I got a lot of information to prove that the game is dirty. They hold secrets. They do foul shit. And they allow who they want to either ride or die or supposedly died. Because I don't think Epstein's dead. I seen that video, bro. That's a doppelganger. That's not his body. It's not even the same ear, the same nose. And he had an orange jumpsuit on when everybody has blues. Everybody who's been to that special lockup unit has blues. Remember, he's in New York. So they showed 6ix9ine. They showed a few people that been locked up in New York. It's blues. How you got a Cali jumpsuit orange on? They like Agent Orange, 33. I'm like, yeah, highly possible. That's a wink. But where are they getting that from? Where are they getting this gematria, these duality numbers? Where, like, what is it running on? Whether you want to go through Masonry, Knights Templar, you still going to have to run back to that small hat. You're going to have to run back to them because they are doing it. Well, they're the ones who said it's all right to marry 3-year-olds. We know for a fact that they created the porn industry, and them motherfuckers be doing fantasy plays, trying to play like little sister, big brother, mom, dad, weird shit. I mean, man, it speaks for itself. I'm saddened that in this day and time, because, I'm from the 80s, you know what I'm saying? And it's like the people that are alive and around my age or a little bit older or a little bit younger, y'all grew up around the same energy. Y'all grew up around, Nickelodeon, the Rugrats, and the fucking Power Rangers. And all. Y'all grew up around the same energy. So for us to be alive and grown in this time and to not be like understanding this, out of everything on earth, you know what I'm saying? You'd rather like dump off the children, which is your responsibility because, grown folks are supposed to be making children, not children making children. So it's like, oh, I'm not a parent yet. That doesn't mean anything, bro. Like, you can still be a big bro, a big sis, a counselor, a good person. You know what I'm saying? A guide. You know what I mean? It's like, why you want to see a rookie in your game and want him to lose? Why would you even want to do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Give him some pointers. Let this motherfucker be a fucking attribute instead of a, like, let them be of a good service. You know what I'm saying? To whatever fight you're in. It's like, why the hell would I want me a bench full of like terrible motherfuckers? Like, that doesn't make any sense. No, it's called practice. Okay, practice will make them better. So that's what I'm trying to do with the people with this type of video. We got bigger discussions to have besides spooky garbage. Because y'all not even allegorically reading this stuff. Like, people would just go with the spooky. And that's why they're able to do it. I tell people all day. For a motherfucker to know that they stole a bunch of patents from people and to not get recognition, bro, that says they don't believe in the shit that they talk about. All right. For a person to let in a bunch of people that they know are not from here and to give them money and to have these people that they have been taxing for their whole life and to not break them off something like, bruh, it reads itself. It speaks for itself, bruh. This is devilish work. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. And I can see people already like, nah, that's racist. All white people are like that. Bro, of course not. I'm not even talking about the hillbillies. I'm saying the normal 9-to-5 slaves. Of course y'all not them. I'm not talking about you in that sense. They been fucking hanging white people too. What the fuck? Who the first motherfucker they was hanging? They was around themselves. They're already saying the Carcass Mountain motherfuckers was cannibalistic and shit. Okay, in England and shit, fight to the death. Nigga, wasn't a bunch of black people. Shut up. Even if you want to say there's black people there, that's not the main story that they show. When you see Gang of Thrones and shit, it's white on white. You know what I'm saying? Braveheart, white on white. Patriot, white on white. They don't never show no shit like what, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you gotta look at it for what it is. So I say all that to say this. The 300,000 that was missing at the border, Franklin cover-up, Jen Psaki flying kids late at night or super early in the morning, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, Motherfuckers showing kids in rooms. They all in some like aluminum foil. They hide their face. They smothering their face. You can't see it. 77.1 in America. Netherlands beating that number, just destroying it. Epstein thing, they scared to let out. Why? Oh, it's a bunch of big names. Oh, some of them wasn't involved. Man, they ain't got nothing to do with it. It's pale face. That's what y'all don't want to release. Y'all don't want to, nigga. You see, I just put all this shit together, motherfucker. I ain't even got no doctorates and shit like that. I'm a PhD. Man, shut the fuck up. I've been listening to y'all my whole life, and some of y'all was smart and some of y'all wasn't. And the ones that was smart, for some reason, it seems like they never get the clout. They never get the, like, people will talk about everybody else, but they won't talk about Thomas Sowell. And this motherfucker was way smarter than them, had way more degrees than them. That's the craziest part. It's like, so how do you get the clout for running your mouth and just being big wig spirited instead of telling us some game that actually worked? All right, well, I feel like Thomas Sowell on this mission in life. The spook man stuff is interesting. Yes, I get it. The voodoo stuff is interesting. Yes, I get it. But I don't think people understand what that's there for. Voodoo is really supposed to be about nature. It's really supposed to be about blessing the earth to grow your harvest. That's really what it's about. It's not about fucking little dolls and stabbing shit. Like, y'all niggas is weird. Y'all just weird and stupid. You watch too much movies. As far as religions go, they're supposed to be allegorical teachings, but people aren't doing that. They're just sitting here like, y'all not growing the harvest. Y'all not going out there to fucking harvest the orchard, nothing like that. You're not doing that. Okay. Then when it comes to religions, y'all people who talking about paying a tithe or a Hail Mary here and jump around, sip a little wine and pay some money and we're going to heaven at the end of our life when we die. But look at all these kids being molested and sexually. How the fuck you gonna go anywhere? That don't make no sense. So you just turn a blind eye to the truth your whole one ride, and then you play the fantasy role, whichever one you want to do. And if you were to meet something when you pass, it was just going to negate all of this that I'm telling you. It just doesn't exist. Because in this stupid ass world that you want to bubble yourself in, all this don't exist. Look, I'm a crown jewel, y'all, and I'm out. It's saying in this book, let us make man in our image. They say God says you were made in his image. Don't you got 2 arms and 2 legs? Don't you got a mouth and ears? Don't you got eyes? So ask yourself a true question. If you are made in the image of God, what is God? God is most higher thought. Has to be. Because what has that? Humans. That's why you make houses, cars, planes, trains, spaceships, schools, nurses. Hospitals, doctors, tools. You don't even look at the, like, you keep talking about this creator that creates, but you're reading that, right? But the dog can't do it. Only you can. See, I'm getting you in that zone so you can realize when you know that, you can choose to bring light or dark. You can choose that. Okay, these people choose to bring darkness. So they cover your eyes in the darkness, keep you blind. They're molesting and murdering kids. That's darkness. Okay, they in their game, they throwing up little signs and shit, doing the little one-eyed, bruh. Who you playing with? Like, if the white dude was truly against that, why would he let it play? Why would he put it on? Why would he let it get traction? Why? 77.1. Epstein files. Gotta keep quiet. Why? It's connected to underage kids. They're like, oh, it's kiddie porn. Nigga, I just said it. It's kiddie porn. We don't know what sex it is. Could be boys, could be girls, could be boys and girls. We don't fucking know. We just know these are underage kids and this is sick. Okay, 77.1. That's over here. But wait a minute. Netherlands is destroying that. They're way higher. Both part of UN. This guy is CIA or FBI. He's informant for them. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, let him out. 6 days a week. in prison. He's serving his sentence. His cell is never locked, and 6 days a week he leaves the prison. Where's all them gangster black dudes at? Yeah, I did a dime. I did 20 years. Have you guys ever had your cell unlocked the whole 20 years and you could leave the prison 6 days a week? Y'all better look up that Epstein shit. That shit is super weirdo. All that shit happened in America. This shit didn't happen in Israel. How the fuck a nigga got his door popped in prison? All the time. His door is never locked. And in 6 days out the motherfucking week, he's leaving the prison. Guaranteed. He'll come back, but 6 days a week, he's leaving prison. So when I tell you about this kiddie porn stuff, that's why they're able to do it through the movies. You've seen the Justin Bieber clips where grown-ass women touching all over him, kissing all over him, grown-ass men touching all over him. He's underage. Aaliyah can marry R. Kelly for some reason. They're both celebrities. For some reason, this can happen. Yeah, they broke up, but still it happened. Okay. Seventh Heaven dad molested somebody on set. For some reason, doesn't go to jail. Woody Allen, who we know molested 2 people. His own biological child and the stepkid. No jail time. Shit ain't got nothing to do with Trump, man. Let that part of the story go. Focus on the Democrats and how Epstein was a Democrat. And how the Pizzagate shit is all wrapped around Hillary Clinton and Obama. John Podesta and all that. Did y'all forget that soon? It's like, nigga, now does it make sense? I told you, the story was passed from Bush Jr. to Obama. Cousins. So who's really been hiding the Epstein files? The fucking Democrats have. Because Obama had 8 years straight. And at the end of Bush's term, nigga, the Epstein shit has already happened. So it's like, it happened in 07. Okay, Obama don't get into 08. Now do y'all realize why Bush Jr. was so fucking nervous when he was at the Trump inauguration? Did you see his fucking face? Did you see Bush Jr.'s face? He was like a ghost in this motherfucker. He already whited up, but it's like, he didn't even have a... That motherfucker spoke. When London bridges come falling down. Stay tuned. And just watch. They're not going to bring up the whole white boy thing, but I'm telling y'all, this is what's really happening. While you're sitting here fantasizing every day, challenging each other to different holy books, like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? And like I told y'all earlier in this video, the American Negro is the ticket. Y'all are the one that everybody's influenced by. So if y'all could clean up yourselves and start pointing out real shit instead of police videos on, like, you guys shouldn't even have these problems, bro. Like, you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't even have these problems in modern times. It has nothing to do with being black. It has to do with being disorganized. See, police only fuck with y'all when y'all just by yourself, if you ever notice. If it was 50 niggas everywhere they went, 50 niggas, guaranteed. You have to deal with 50 niggas. Every time the police pull over one nigga, there's 50 niggas there. It wouldn't work that way that y'all always see it work. It would be impossible. Remember the movie Panthers? Messing with the black dude. And then all 6 of them rolled up with shotguns. You see how the situation turned totally different. It was like, it didn't go, and it didn't ball either. Like, freeze, get out of here. It didn't work. Like, bro. Beating on this man in the alley, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make sure nobody can see you. We see you. So, well, that's how we got to be with this shit. Like, unless y'all want it to keep going on. Choice is yours. Be grown or not. It's like, It's not about politicians, bro. Stop playing around. We've been talking about this kid shit fucking a decade. At least 7 years. Like, we've been talking about this shit 7, 8 years. So it's like, nah, shit, maybe longer than that. 2017. 2017. Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, been on this mission for a minute, so nah, we ain't going out like that. Keep your eyes open. Peep game, man. Peep game, man. Stop getting caught up in these politicians picking sides, yo. Like I said, I just voted Trump in. That's what I wanted in, B. Okay, it's in. All right. When it comes to this type shit, you always gotta remember, man, it's bigger than one person. He can't run things that been around way before him, bro. Like, you ain't get, by the time you get to the paperwork, it's been redacted so many times. It's like, bruh, that's what we got with the bad body shit. That's what they got. That's what they gave. Why? Because shit goes all the way back to Bush Jr., nigga. So much shit been redacted. Then, do y'all remember the pandemic? Oh, y'all forgot about the pandemic. Well, when y'all was worried about that, how much shit do you think got redacted and fucking erased forever? Ghost.